Hey, what's up, peeps? Hope you're well. Just a quick review of my Tag Heuer Formula One in blue, which I've had now for the past 6 months. So currently, again, I've had this watch since about August to what is now February. So I've had the watch for 6 months. I I'm really enjoying this watch. Um, I usually wear an Apple Watch Series 4, which I've had for quite some time. In fact, I've had this watch since 2019, early 2019. So I've had the watch for quite a long time. And I wore this watch about 90% of the time during the ownership of it. And I've really liked it actually, but it's beginning to show its age now because it's got the smaller screen than the new iWatch. Apple Watches doesn't have the always on display. Doesn't have the new things like crash detection, and I think there's a bunch of other additional things on there, sensors and things that it doesn't have. But it pretty much does everything else. You know, it's just functional. It just does what it's supposed to do. But yeah, again, you know, because I've had it such a long time, it's sort of beginning to show its age with the battery as well. So yeah, I'll get about a day out of this, but you know, wanted to sort of contrast my experience of using the Tag. So this is my first real luxury watch. So I watched some watch videos on YouTube, and I'm aware of what people say about Tag Heuer watches. Personally, I don't have the same issue or same issues. Personally, I have no issue with the quartz. Quartz is perfectly fine for me overall because yeah, it's nice to have that sweeping hand on the watch dial. But ultimately, I like the accuracy of quartz, not having to wind them up or losing seconds and things like that. This holds really good time. And yeah, so since getting the Tag last year, summer, I found that I've been wearing this about 20 or quite a lot of the time. I can't actually really quantify per se how much I wear it, but I do probably wear it about once or twice a week. Yeah, so and usually I'm wearing it at home, to be honest, because I just like it. I just enjoy it. I wear it out sometimes. Um, but yeah, I wear the Apple Watch most of the time. My old Apple Watch that's worth next to nothing, I think. Probably not. Actually, I'll probably get a pretty penny for it now, but you know, I wear that most of the time. But I really enjoy this Tag. Um, it's an interesting one. Because yeah, I bought this watch, this Tag, to mark a special occasion last year, and yeah, it does have that sort of value to me because I really, I really wanted this watch. So yeah, I find that after 6 months, my experiences by and large have been really good with it. When I do wear it, you feel great, really. Um, there's no other way to put it. Like, you know, it's just like a piece of jewelry. Ultimately, it's nice. It's nice. I'll zoom in a little bit. So looking at this, you know, it just makes you feel good when you wear it. You know, when you're at home, you're lounging around, and you just sort of look at your wrist, and you're like, wow, that's a work of art. You know. And when you sort of sometimes you catch yourself in the mirror outside or reflection outside, and you're like, whoa, this watch really lifts things up a level, you know. Um, it's just such a well designed watch, well put together. It's got all of the different elements, and it really makes you feel really, You should feel classy anyway, but you know, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. You put on something like this, and it's like, yeah, you know, you know, you know what I'm saying. So yeah, yeah. So you put this watch on, you feel great, and you know that's probably one of the reasons why you would get something like this, because it's how it makes you feel, you know. And I've given this video a good amount of thought, and I wanted to contrast in part the different in this video the difference between the tag and the Apple Watch. Now the Apple Watch is super useful. It's just really useful, you know. It tells the time, tells the date, tells you, like for example, I've got the decibels there to see how loud the environment is. I have the temperature, the weather, and yeah, my activity along there. And it's got a load of other functions as well. And this watch, it's just like a tool, really. It's a tool that has a lot of functions on it. That's the best way to describe it. And it really is very useful. Now, the tag isn't as useful as the Apple Watch, right? It hasn't got as many functions. So you can't look at your wrist and see what time it is. I mean, sorry, what the weather's like outside, excuse me. But one thing you can do is look at the watch and feel great, you know? It's just like the proportions of the watch, everything, the design, even when the tachymeter on the case, when you rotate that, it gives this really satisfying clicking sound, and it's just pure quality. And I know people have an issue with Tag Heuer movements, like your quartz movement and things like that, but to me, quartz is just super accurate and convenient. But yeah, this watch is lovely. Yeah, so what I wanted to say is that how useful the Apple Watch feels is about as on the same level, let's say, as how good this makes you feel when you wear it. It's like a work of art, like a really nice piece of jewelry, you know. This isn't that. So it's sort of like they serve two different functions. Ultimately, both tell you the time. That's why you have a watch, right? And the date. But this has the tools to sort of help you with your life, aspects, things that you need to know. You can set it accordingly on the watch. But this just makes you feel good. And it's just like, so when I wear this, it's like, okay, I want to go to the gym, or want to train today. Cool. Or want to know what the weather's like today, tomorrow, whenever. Stuff like that. Cool. I'll put this on. All right. If I want to feel good, I'll just slap this on my wrist and I'll feel great, you know. You could wear a tracksuit and put this on your wrist and look great. That's how nice this watch is. It's just one of those watches. You don't need to wear a suit, but let's say you wore a suit, it's over. You know what I'm saying? It's just nice, man. It's just, I can't explain how nice good this watch makes me feel when I wear it. And yeah, this has something that the tag doesn't have, and the tag has something that this doesn't have. And yeah, I've tried wearing two watches, one on the left hand and one on the right hand, and you just look like an idiot. Don't do it. Do not wear one watch per wrist, or even two watches on one wrist. Just leave that alone. Just wear the one wrist watch. But yeah, yeah, so I just wanted to make those points. But how is this doing in terms of wear and tear? So great. It's doing great. I've knocked this watch about a few times. I'm sure I've hit my wrist on stuff a bunch of times. And by and large, everything is okay. By and large, it's actually quite good quality. And I've got my phone zoomed in quite a bit on here just to give you an example. But yeah, by and large, really, really good. Um, and yeah, it's just really nice, man. But the issue I have, which I mentioned in a last tag video, is that this the inner part of the watch strap where it says tag Heuer, it's quite delicate. It's quite a delicate metal and easy to scratch. So when you sort of are using, say you're using a mouse or whatever, I've got this mouse mat now from IKEA, which is really good. But you know, if you're using this on like a wooden table like this, I know it's got like a kind of wooden panel on it, but let's say you're using this type of surface, it's actually, when your wrist moves against it, it actually scratches. And that's just something to be really, really aware of. If your inner wrist is against anything that's a little bit, that isn't soft, like a mouse mat or something, you're probably going to end up with a bunch of scratches there. And after 6 months, having that many scratches is a bit, you know, it's not ideal. It's not great. But having said that, you know, that's the only gripe I really have with it. You know, and then, you know, if anyone from Tag is watching this, which I highly doubt, but you know, you never know. I think what you should do is make these this inner part a bit better quality, because people tend to wear their watch and they might be writing or using a mouse or doing something where their wrist might be moving across things or whatever, even in your pocket and stuff. You know, the inner wrist is going to be rubbing against things and people are going to get scratches. So yeah, that's just something to be aware of, but it's not a deal breaker. It's not a deal breaker. But yeah, overall, complete thumbs up for this, and I thoroughly recommend it. And again, I said something similar in my last tag video, but yeah, you really should shop around for this, because you might be able to get a discount. So yeah, all right, take care, everybody.